Yo traders, how are we? Welcome to the live stream. Feels like I haven't seen you for a while. So yeah, welcome to the live stream. The live streams will be Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, 8 a.m. New York EST every week. All right, so put that in your pipe and smoke it. Well, turn on your notifications button, guys, because then that will let you know when we go live. And the action plan for our live stream is to show you the trade that I took, which I put in our VIP Trading Academy. So we'll look at that and why I took that. There's no news today, guys. We won't look at that. And then finally, we will, answer as many of your questions as you like. And you can ask me anything you like about trading. It could be a currency pair you're looking at. It could be strategy. It could be money management. Could be psychology. Could be support and resistance. Could be trend lines. Could be candlesticks. Anything you like, guys. I am all yours for the next 40 minutes. So pick my noodle. Pick my brain. So yeah, good to see you all, guys. Welcome back. I hope you're all having a good trading week so far. We are going to start with the trade I took today, and I've taken some profit off of this trade, and I'll explain why I why I took some profit a little bit earlier, and then we're still in this trade for 30% anyway. So let's start here, and then while I talk you through this, you think of as many questions as you would like to ask, guys. Also, in the live chat, come say hello. Don't be shy. Say hello, Tom. How are you? Like your hair today or something. I don't know. Michael. Good afternoon, guys. Hi, Michael. How are you? Brett, how are you, mate? Colin, yo. Nice trade today with pound US dollar. Thank you, Colin. We're going to take a look at that very shortly. Greg, how are you, mate? I haven't seen you for ages. Shreyas, how are you, Shreyas? Hey, traders. Trader, singular, traders, plural. There you go. Right, let's start with the trade that I took, and let's understand it. And as you know, guys, I put this... And yes, pound Swiss franc is breaking as we speak. So I put this pound US dollar trade, it's part of my daily analysis. The videos I send every day, guys. And this was one of the trade ideas. And I simply took it for the following reasons, right? Just so you can see, pound US dollar sell. Here's my entries, stop loss, take profit, okay? And as I say, guys, all of these trades that I give you, all of my trade signals are in the VIP Trading Academy, which you can join right now. So let's get rid of this so we can see the chart. So the day chart was telling me to sell, right? Okay, so the day chart, we were in this uptrend, okay, and then bang, we broke this low, right? And this low was once support. And when we break that level and retest it, it becomes good resistance. Yeah, we love this setup more than we love Gal Gadot and donuts, right? Donuts is a new one, but we like donuts. More of a Krispy Kreme man than Dunkin' Donuts myself. I'm hoping to get a lifetime supply of Krispy Kremes if you're listening. Right, pound US dollar. So we're selling it for the day chart, right? The daily chart's my direction. Now, if we drop to the H4, right? If this H4 candle stays like this, I will get out of the remainder of my trade, right? And the entry is as simple as this. I didn't look at any other time frame, right? I just know that price broke this level. Okay, we was in the H4, right? When I say I didn't look at any other time frame, I mean I didn't look at the H1. Yeah, obviously daily, weekly I look at for direction, but I just traded the H4 here. As you can see, we were ranging slightly, but price just got to such a nice resistance level in here. Why is it such a nice level? Because you have horizontal resistance and you have the moving average 20 as well, right? That makes it double whammy resistance. That is a technical term. Check it out. All right. And then I literally just entered, okay, and started selling from that level. All right. Because we started to see bearish H4 candles, right? So entered here, put my stop above here, Okay, and then the idea was to take price back down to here, right, and get my 1:1. You'll notice that I took profit a little bit earlier because I saw this H4 candle, right? So let's go back a candle, right? Let's ignore the one we're currently seeing. So if you go back in time and you see this H4 candle, right, there has been a rejection of these lows, right? There has. It didn't quite hit my target and there was a rejection candle here, right? When I see this, I'm thinking, okay, you know, do I need to get out of this trade? Then I drop down to the H1, right? And you can see on the H1 that the H1 has created like a new high here. Okay. So if this high broke, yeah, this was gonna, I had an alarm in here. This would make me think about getting out of this trade. Okay. As it happens, it didn't, right? And then let's go back to real time. Actually, let's stay here, right? So then all I did was once price got back down to these lows, I took profit. And on this occasion, I took 70% profit at 2909. Okay. I've taken 70% and I'm happy to let 30% run, right? Now, a couple of things, right? I can close the remaining percent, right? This yellow line is my entry, okay? And that coincides with the last H1 high, right? So if price breaks this level, I could potentially close this trade at break even, right? This would be one option, okay? Pretty much, if it breaks that, I'll close the trade, yeah? Or, you know, if we get a H4 candle that looks like that, right? That looks like this, I may just get out of this trade at this level and take a little bit of profit. So it really depends how this H4 candle ends up looking, okay? Right now it's looking very bullish and I don't want to be in that trade, okay? So I can close it. But we shall see, guys. Yeah, we've still got 41.25 minutes before this H4 candle finishes. All right, so that was the pound US dollar trade, guys. All right. So yeah, we made some profit. So we still got a couple of, okay, and pound Swiss franc was another trade we were looking at today, guys, right? And we have had a break of this level. So because of the day chart, we were interested, this is the H4, but because of the day chart, we were interested in buying pound Swiss franc, okay? And if you want to know why we're interested, check out my analysis vid every morning, right? I do one. And now it is all about this level, okay? This level right here, okay? Now, if we get a break, right, we're interested in buying. For me, I'm going to wait for a H4 break. So I'm going to wait for this candle to finish, right? If it breaks through this level and the candle finishes like this, we have a trade on our hands, right? We can enter here with a view to taking price back up here. What you'll see already on the H1 is, okay, it hasn't quite actually, yeah, because we haven't quite, if I change my gray zone ever so slightly, yeah, because we haven't quite broken that gray zone because of that wick there. So the last hourly candle hasn't broken that level yet. All right. So yeah, I thought H1 may have broken that level, but it hasn't. So it's all about the H4 for me, guys. If we go back to the H4, I'm just going to see how this H4 candle finishes. And if it stays like this, we've got a trade on our hands. So pound Swiss franc we like. It's the same with euro pound actually, right? But euro pound and pound Swiss franc are highly, highly correlated, right? Inversely correlated. So if euro pound, right? Let's just do this. E.g., yeah, it's easier. If euro pound breaks, yeah, and then euro Swiss franc let's put H for Swiss franc, then that will typically do that. Sorry, pound Swiss franc. Let me just get this. Bear with me, guys. I've been drinking. Yeah, so if euro pound is dropping, then pound Swiss franc will typically go up. So what you're looking at right now is pound Swiss franc, and we are seeing a break of this H4 structure. Now, if I show you euro pound very quickly, it's the reverse, right? So let's just quickly take a look at euro pound. Yeah, we're currently getting a H4 break of structure, right? But to the downside, right? So this trade is also of interest, yeah? We're breaking this level. So they're happening simultaneously because they're that correlated, all right? And euro pound is also a trade we could consider as well. Yeah, if we look at the day chart, it's in a downtrend. Yeah, it's retraced to a nice area of what was once support, now resistance, and now price is breaking down. Okay, so this could be a nice sell as well. So pound Swiss franc and euro pound. Let's see how that H4 candle finishes, and potentially we've got a trade, right? Also, guys, yeah, if you're enjoying the analysis, yeah, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yeah, come join us. Also, smash the notification button so you receive an alert. And if everyone could please smash the like button. While you do that, guys, I will have a drink of neat vodka. Right, so yeah, that's pound Swiss franc. So Shreyas is talking about euro Swiss franc, which interestingly is looking good for sells, right? So let's have a look at euro Swiss franc. Now, it is looking good. So if we look at euro Swiss franc from a daily point of view, right, we just want to determine trend, okay? Now, we are in a downtrend, right? We've got lower lows, okay? Lower lows. All right, so we're in a downtrend. We're below the moving average 20 as well, where I like to be if I am selling. Right, so structurally, euro Swiss franc is looking like a daily sell, right? But is today the day I want to sell it? And the answer is no. And why is that? Because look at this bullish candle. Yesterday's candle has, quite a full body with very little top wick and a very large bottom wick. That is telling me nothing but buyers are in control, right? This candle. So although trend is telling me to sell, we have a candle that is a buying candle. And this contradiction that we find ourselves in is just, yeah, no trade. For those reasons, I don't want to see contradiction like that. If this candle was potentially like this, right, and we had a bit of a doji, right, then okay, maybe, right? But the fact that this candle is so bullish, it's a no. For me today, I'm not interested in selling euro Swiss franc. All right, it might want to come up further before it comes down, but it's definitely in a downtrend and I want to sell it. All right, so that's euro Swiss franc, guys. And also, if you think about it, it would go against my pound Swiss franc trade idea. Yeah, I'm interested in buying pound Swiss franc, and this would euro Swiss franc sells would contradict that idea to a certain degree. All right, so you need to think about how all these pairs are interlinked and that correlation between them. It's important, guys, right? And correlation between pairs and understanding that correlation is like another piece of confluence to me, right? It helps me make a more informed trade decision, right? So, yeah, I hope that helps, guys. Father Sunglasses, hi, how are you? Guys, yeah, as I say, guys, please don't be shy. Ask as many questions as you like. I am all yours for the next 40 minutes. So please ask as many questions as you like. Also, guys, just to point out, right, if you haven't already, please come join our trading community. If you want to talk to like-minded traders, share knowledge, ideas, then please come join our free Discord channel. If you would like more than that, and you would like access to my trade signals, you would like access to numerous tutorials and access to me, as in you can ask me questions, then please come join our VIP Trading Academy. And if you sign up to one of our preferred brokers right now, you can get access to these things. All right, so do that. Skelps, how are you? So yeah, Skelps, how are you? Agib, am I pronouncing that correctly? I'm probably not. Agib, can we check pound Aussie dollar at weekly resistance? Okay, let's see if pound Aussie dollar is at weekly resistance for Agib. Right, pound Aussie dollar. So yeah, I mean, look, I've already got that level in. So if we go to the weekly chart, right, we are clearly at pound. You know, we're at two things here, Agib, right? We are at a weekly resistance level, right? You can clearly see that. Yeah, we've had sellers many times in here before. Right, it's a selling level, and not only that, straight away I just noticed this big psychological level, this 9,500. Right, that is a big psychological level. Okay, so I know it. I mean, look, pound Aussie dollar has been storming up. Yeah, that is more. You know that this is more of an aggressive trend than Mike Tyson and Mike Tyson's brother. Don't think he's got one. But you get the point. That is such an aggressive uptrend, right? But it is hitting weekly resistance, right? But you would be a brave man to start selling that. Yeah, right? It's not, I don't want to sell that. Although we can expect sellers to push this down, right? We can. You know, I don't want to use that word, but there is a very, very, very high probability that we're going to get a reaction at this level. Not that I will trade it because I want to be with trend, right? But there's a very strong probability we're going to get a reaction. Okay, let's look at the day chart and see if we are getting one, right? So yeah, let's just, you know, like I say, just to keep these weekly level, right? And we're at this level. Now, again, yeah, I don't want to be selling candles like that, right? Of course I don't. But again, we can expect a bit of a sell-off. Now, when we get a reaction at a resistance level, right, price could come to here, right, and go back up. Yeah, we don't know. Is the answer. Nobody knows that. If you did, please tell me. Yeah, you're a fortune teller, right? Or you're going to get a sell-off, or this sell-off could take us back down to the next piece of support, or the sell-off could be a total trend change, right? We don't know these things, but what we do know is we're going to get a selling reaction there, right? But it's just a no trade for me because we are, you know, in such a bullish uptrend. Like I say, super aggressive, gnarly uptrend. I'm trying to think of other words. I need a few drinks. So yeah, and this is where we're at. Now, if there was ever a time to trade against trend, right? Yeah, I don't normally trade against trend now and again, but if there was ever a time to trade against trend, this would be it for me, right? Pound Aussie dollar sells. Because not only is it, like I said, we're at this weekly resistance level and this big 9,500, 9,500. Yeah, there you go, bang, right? Also at that level, right? But if you think of trend or price as an elastic band, right? Now, I don't know if you can see my hands. Here we go, right? But this trend is just been pushing. And at one point, it is going to come, the elastic band you're going to let go of, and it's going to have a retrace, right? So let's do it without looking at my hand. So this is an elastic band, right? You're pulling the elastic band, pulling, 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 right? It's so overbought, and this elastic band is very taut. Okay, bear with me in the elastic band analogy. So when you let go of that elastic band, it is going to have a whiplash back down, right? Let's see if we can find another one. Right, this is one, right? Excuse me. So this is one of those trends that there's very little retrace, right? It hits support in this case, right? And look at the reaction you get. You know, that has still retraced over 400 pips, right? And there's another one. So this is why I get concerned about overbought, oversold levels, right? This is another one, right? All the way down here, totally overbought. Look at the reaction we get. This one is more, what's the word? More extreme, yeah? Right? And it's the same here, right? Where we're at now. That is an extreme move. So we can expect a extreme reaction. Okay? So let's have a look at the H4. Having said all that, if I was to trade this against trend, I would need to see at least a structure break, right? And you can see there's a really nice level in here on the H1. You can just see that straight away, right? You can see price is hitting this level. Yeah, we're in an uptrend. You know, I need to see at least, you know, maybe something like this, and we get a break of structure. Then I would consider selling pound Aussie dollar. And that is against the daily trend because that move is so overbought, right? So, yeah, so again, thank you for bringing that to our, thank you for that question and highlighting that area of resistance. And that's how I would trade it. Syed, hello everyone. I have a suggestion. If you agree, all channel members predict the market as your strategy and suggest here. Okay, so well, basically, Syed, we sometimes do some analysis together. If somebody gives me a currency pair, we can do exactly that. We've got one. So Max, so good they named him twice. Right? Any thoughts on pound New Zealand dollar? Okay, we'll take a look at that. Skelps is interested in pound Aussie dollar sells. Yeah, I agree. Syed thinks uptrend. CJ, how are you? And Shreyas, any thoughts on the indices? All right, so let's analyze a pair together, right? Let's have a look at pound New Zealand dollar. Okay, and let's start with the weekly chart. Let me put this level in, right? We have to. That is our last reference point. Right, now, let's analyze this pair together. Don't be shy, get involved, leave your comments to my question in the live chat. So, pound New Zealand dollar, weekly chart, right? What you're looking at right now. Would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? So everyone, guys, don't be shy, get involved. Pound New Zealand dollar, would you buy, sell, or stay out? Leave your comments in the live chat. While you do that, I will have a drink. Maybe sing a little bit. I wouldn't put you through that, to be honest. Right, Michael, straight in. Michael would buy that. Okay. Anyone else? So, yeah, it's in an uptrend, but would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? Yeah, weekly chart. So buy. Connor, I'm in two sells. I think your sells are looking better, Connor, to be honest with you. IQ Roberts, stay out. Brett would buy. Richard Crafton would buy. Richard Crafton, that sounds like a very English name. So we've got buys pretty much across the board, right? Now, not to go against what you're saying, guys, but I would not buy this on the weekly chart. Okay, Shreyas would stay out because I understand why, right? If we just look at trend, I would say that was in a downtrend at this point, ranged, and then we shot back up, right? So at this point, we are getting higher highs. We're clearly in an uptrend, right? So we're in an uptrend. So obviously we want to buy, but that doesn't mean we will buy. Now, if I just quickly brought up the RSI, I don't need the RSI to tell me this, but let's just look at the RSI. And you can see, yeah, if anyone's new to this indicator, guys, right? This dotted line is the 70 level, right? And this is the 30 level, right? If price is above 70, it's very overbought. And if price is below 30, it's very oversold, right? That's generally why this indicator is used, to indicate overbought, oversold areas. People use it for divergence, different things as well, right? But generally speaking, now you can see price right there is clearly, or this indicator, sorry, is clearly over the 70 level. So I didn't need the RSI to tell me that, okay? And I'm going to delete it, but I do not want to buy something up here. It's so overbought. There is no value whatsoever buying that chart. And where would you go with it, right? Where's the next? Okay, so potentially we've got this kind of last wick here, right? And also bearing this wick in mind. Look at that wick rejection. My God, we haven't seen a wick like that since, right? So price is in that wick, okay? But that aside, right, okay, we are very overbought and we are at a resistance level. And right now, this weekly chart hasn't broken that level, right? It hasn't, because the weekly candle that we're seeing hasn't finished forming, right? It just hasn't finished forming. So you could potentially finish the week, right, with a candle that looked like this, right? Let me draw that again. I struggle with drawing candles, right? We could end up with a candle that looked like that, right? With a huge wick that's closed back into these highs. At that point, that is screaming out for a sell, right? So for me, pound New Zealand, I'm not going to touch until I see what happens with that weekly candle. Okay, and keep an eye on that. Say, Tom, do you remember that pound New Zealand weekly candle? It did form a big wick and come back into resistance, right? Let me know. I mean, I'll keep an eye on it anyway, but someone remind me. Now, if we drop down, so I would stay out for those reasons. There's no value. We're very overbought. And really, we're still at resistance. Okay, but let's carry on. Right, now let's look at the day chart. Right, so same question, guys. If we're looking at the day chart, would you buy, sell, or stay out of this market? Please leave your comment in the live chat right now. I will have another drink. Yeah, so guys, right, Michael would stay out. Anyone else? Guys, don't be shy. Leave me your thoughts in the live chat. Connor, sell, Lambos. Yep, that's it. You put enough on it, you should have a Lambo by the start of August. stay out, wait for a retrace. Brett would stay out, still overbought. IQ Roberts stay out. Max is still buying. Richard Crafton buy. It's the same thing, guys, right? It's just so overbought. There's no value here, right? If I said to you guys, right, you can buy pound New Zealand dollar here, or you can wait for a nice retrace and you can buy pound New Zealand dollar here, right? You're going to take this option. Yeah, and it's the same here. There's just no value. Obviously, it's in an uptrend. Yeah, you don't need to be Warren Buffett to know that. But it's just, there's no value. Look how far it is from the moving average 20. And price will always come back to the moving average 20. Like always, right? It might be the moving average 20 up here and price comes back to it, but it will still come back to the moving average 20. So if you start buying here, you realistically have to put your stop below the moving average 20, right? And, you know, I'm playing a bit devil's advocate, guys. I know you can enter on the lower time frames, but if you was to buy the daily chart, you would have a stop loss of 625 pips, right? And then you'd need a target of at least 625 pips. So there's just no value, none, in buying that. We want to see a sell. We want to see perhaps moving average 20 come up, and then we can start buying pound New Zealand dollar. But that all depends what happens at this weekly resistance level. Yeah. So there you go. Pound New Zealand dollar. Who wanted that? Max. I hope that helps with the analysis. Right. What else are we looking at? So Shreyas, any thoughts on the indices, S&P 500 or the NASDAQ? So let's take a look at the NASDAQ. Guys, before I do, please smash the like button and come join the channel, subscribe to the channel. Right, NASDAQ, where are you? There you are. Now, NASDAQ is at very interesting levels, right? If we just look at the weekly chart, right, you would be like, Tom, let's sell it, right? That is a, you know, that is a very bearish weekly candle. However, I'm going to include that as we're in an uptrend. I mean, you could even, on the day chart, these will be clear areas. On the weekly, less so, right? But we're in an uptrend, okay? There's no disputing that. But there's also no disputing that that is the, you know, the biggest sell-off we've had since this week, right? And this week was the 15th of April. This is the 15th of July, right? Right, so about 3 months ago. So when we saw this candle, right, I imagine most people were expecting a bit of a sell-off, right? And I would be thinking the same here, right? So can somebody tell me the difference between those two candles? Any ideas why I would be more inclined to sell that candle than I would that candle? Right? Any ideas, guys? So just to rephrase the question, right? These candles, right, represent a sell-off, yeah, that never happened, right, in this case. But I am more inclined to sell this one than I am this one. So why is that? Okay, so Connor Fallon says because of the pattern, it's an engulfing pattern. Okay, I would say they're both, well, engulfing, you need to engulf the previous candle, right? But they are both equally good. We had, you know, bearish candles, big bearish candle, bearish candle, bit of a doji, big bearish candle. Right, so any ideas, guys? The second one is at the top. So, okay, okay. So this one, the point here is, guys, right, is the moving average 20, right? Is the moving average 20. Because price wants to come back to the moving average 20. Now, you can see when this candle happened, it was pretty much at the moving average 20, right? So if you consider the moving average 20, right, as a place to take buys from, right? So prices, we're in this uptrend, and then prices retraced to the moving average 20. It's not an exact art, right? And then it's shot off again. I'm trying to replicate the chart above. But now when we get our sell-off, we're here. So this has a lot more room to move into, right? And this replicates this chart, right? So this candle was at the moving average 20. It was at the mean, at the average. So really, if you're looking to buy the indices, the moving average 20 is a pretty good area, right? Just look historically. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good area. Like I say, not an exact science, but pretty good area, right? Okay, tricky price action there. Wants to come back, close enough, right? Comes back to the moving average 20, right? So this candle has a lot more room to move into back down to the moving average 20. And that pretty much how I sum up how I visually use the moving average 20, right? So, you know, we can expect perhaps that price will make its way back down to the moving average 20. Sometimes price does this, right? You get this large candle and then it just does nothing, right? And then the moving average 20 just naturally catches up, right? And then we can start again, right? Or price comes shooting down to the moving average 20 and then we can look for buys, yeah? So I would suggest the NASDAQ has a bit more room to the downside. That was a very long-winded way to say that, but it's important you know these things, guys, right? Now, if you look at the day chart, this supports that theory, right? Yeah, okay. So we are in a downtrend, yeah? We're in this uptrend, right? I'd even say there, 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 there. And this is where we're at, right? Now, we are at an area of support here, and you can see prices bouncing off. But I would be very interested in selling the NASDAQ, you know, once price comes back up to this area in here. Not only do we have this support, we also have this, what was once resistance, becomes support, right? And we've got the moving average 20. So in here, we have like a triple whammy of resistance. Okay, so if price comes up into here, we get like a nice, I don't know, bearish candle, looks something like this. I think this could be a good sell on the NASDAQ. As it stands now, we're in a downtrend, but we've got a bullish candle, right? I don't want to sell that. That would suggest we will make it back up to here. All right, so it'll be interesting to see how this NASDAQ develops, guys, all right? So yeah, that is what I am saying. You said it, because of distance to moving average 20, correct. So there's the NASDAQ. Now let's look at the S&P as well. These are quite similar. Why can I not find anything today? But a similar story, really, guys, yeah? Let's look at the weekly, right? A big sell-off, right? And it goes back to what I was saying, guys, right? Look at the last big sell-off, right? This last big sell-off, big bearish candle at the moving average 20. What does it do? Comes back up, right? This sell-off, again, has lots of room to the moving average 20, right? So this would suggest this weekly candle might have a bit of steam behind it, right? Although still in an uptrend, obviously. But the day chart, you know, it's a tricky one, but look, you could say there's a level through here, right? Is that substantial enough to call it a higher low? I'm not so sure, right? So here you can see we've just got sideways action. Is that a higher low? And this is where we're at. If you class that as a higher low, then daily is in a downtrend. Okay. So I think maybe we can, right? And we've got the moving average 20, and we're below the moving average 20, and we're at a nice level of resistance, right? So this is becoming a little bit more interesting, right? The problem with selling at this level, which is what I'd be interested to do, is this large bullish candle from yesterday. But if, you know, let's say, for example, we end up getting a candle like this today, then I would be interested in selling the S&P. But we would need to see what's going on in the lower time frames. And for me right now, H4 is in an uptrend. Yeah, literally because it broke this high. Bang, right? That candle right there broke that high. Might be slightly different on different brokers, but for me, that's in an uptrend. Okay, we've come back down and we've got a little bit of a bullish reaction here. So on the H4, this is not a wonderfully clear level, but I would like to see a break of that, right? On the H1, it might be a little bit clearer, right? If we go to the H1, yeah, so there's a clear level here. So if I put this level in, I would want to see at least a break of that level. Yeah, H1 is in this uptrend. Right, this is where we're at. Price comes back down. Maybe we get something like this and we get a break. Then we could potentially start selling the S&P. All right, guys. So yeah, hope that helps Shreyas with the Nasdaq. Yeah, CJ, we've looked at pound Swiss franc. Actually, I'm going to wait for the H4 candle to finish. Pound Swiss franc. See, that's the problem with it, right? If we go to the H4, it might not break. Yeah, I need a H4 break of this pound Swiss franc level, and so far that is not happening. Right, so we'll keep an eye on that. If pound, you know, if H4 does break, we get a candle look something like that, then okay, we potentially got a trade on our hands. All right, guys. So on that note, guys, don't forget to subscribe. Please smash the like button. Hope you've enjoyed the live stream. And I'll see you same time again tomorrow for more of the live charts, live trading, guys. We just didn't have a setup right now. All right, guys, have a great trading day, and I'll see you tomorrow.